Welcome to another episode of Connecting the Galaxy. My name is Ricky, and as always, I'll take you through something Star Wars. We'll look at the characters, the story, and the connections it has to the wider Star Wars universe. Today we're going to go through the first episode of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's Chapter 17, The Apostate, and if you haven't watched it, maybe you want to go do that because there will be spoilers, and then you can come back after. This episode of the Mandalorian series is the first episode of Season 3, and even though it is Season 3, it is after the Book of Boba Fett series. So the correct order is The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, then from Episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett to the end of the series, and then this season of The Mandalorian. In case you have that down, but are confused about where it fits with everything else, then it is in the time period between the films Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. Our story begins with the Mandalorian Din Djarin and the reunited Grogu paying a visit to the armorer and members of the Children of the Watch. He saves them from being attacked by a giant alligator creature during a helmet ceremony for a child. Mando then makes his intentions known to the armorer. He and Grogu intend to go to the rumored diseased planet of Mandalore to be redeemed in the waters under the surface. She does not believe he will succeed, but this is the way. From there, Mando travels to the planet Navarro to meet with Greef Karga and see if he can offer any assistance. Greef has become Navarro City's High Magistrate and offers Mando and Grogu a place there, but they politely refuse. Greef gets an alert that some pirates are causing trouble, and together he and Din defeat them. After trying to resurrect the droid IG-11 to help him on his quest and failing, he leaves the planet and is soon attacked by the pirates he helped Greef defeat. He eludes capture from pirate Gorian Shard and takes some of them out along the way. Mando makes a final visit this episode and meets with Bo-Katan Kryze at Kryze Castle on the planet Kalevala. It's revealed she lost all of her followers when she did not return with the Darksaber that Mando now wields. He tells her of his plans and destination, but she does not share his optimism for the planet Mandalore and tells him to go. The episode ends with the Mandalorian and Grogu flying off towards space and more adventures ahead. I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this episode ever since the end of Book of Boba Fett. It's exciting to see new things in the Star Wars universe, especially in this time period between episodes 6 and 7, which is roughly like 20-year gap. I can't wait for the rest of the season and a chance to finally see the planet Mandalore, which we haven't seen since the final season of the Clone Wars. I was also excited to see Din and Grogu and to see where their relationship has grown since they have been reunited in the Book of Boba Fett. It should be an exciting season, and to dive a little bit further in before I let you go, let's look at the connections. I'll start with my favorite one. When Mando goes to meet Greef Karga and they need to take the IG-11 droid to get repaired, they go to see the best mechanics on the planet, and it just so happens to be the Anzellans. They are tiny beings who work with technology and droids, and the most famous one at this moment is Babu Frik. We see him in the final Star Wars film, Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, when Poe, Rey, and Finn travel to the planet Kijimi where he works on C-3PO. Another cool one is during Mando and Grogu's hyperspace travel. There are strange things that almost look whale-like that Grogu sees in the waves of space. These creatures are called Purrgil and can travel through hyperspace naturally. Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Rebels made a connection with some, and together they helped save the planet Lothal from Grand Admiral Thrawn. Next we have the planet Navarro, which looks a lot different than the last few times we have seen it. If you don't remember, this is the planet where Mando rescued Grogu way back during Season 1. Then later they returned to destroy an Imperial base on the planet during Season 2. While on Navarro, when Din and Grogu are walking the streets, we see the quacking monkey lizards up in a tree. This is the same species as Jabba the Hutt's jester in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, whose name is Salacious Crumb. The rumored planet Mandalore is of course a big deal to Mando in this season, and we will dive in a little more in the next episodes, but the last time we have seen this planet in all of its glory is during the animated Clone Wars series, and of course we also see its troubles beginning with the Empire in Star Wars Rebels. Bo-Katan Kryze is the next connection I want to look at. Her story is a long one, filled with heartbreak and battle. We won't go deep into it here, but Bo-Katan is the sister of Satine, the Duchess of Mandalore, who Obi-Wan Kenobi loved way back during the Clone Wars. After her death at the hands of Maul, Bo-Katan fought to restore Mandalore along with the Republic and the Jedi. One more connection to the Mandalorian heritage is a legendary weapon known as the Darksaber. This black-bladed lightsaber comes from the first Mandalorian to be a Jedi during the Old Republic. During the fall of the Old Republic, it was stolen from the Jedi Temple by House Vizsla and passed down through the generations of the clan. With all the wars and fighting going on, it has seen various owners, including Darth Maul, Bo-Katan, and Sabine Wren from Rebels. Finally, my last connection for this episode, which I am sure some of you know, is the Mandalorian's cool ship. It is a retrofitted N1 starfighter from the planet Naboo, made by mechanic Peli Model on the planet Tatooine, who we have seen in various seasons of The Mandalorian, as well as the Book of Boba Fett. These ships made their first appearance in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and your boy Anakin Skywalker even flew one as a kid in that film. I'm happy The Mandalorian has a new season, and along with The Bad Batch, they're holding it down for us Star Wars fans. We'll see where the next episodes take us, and I'll try to cover it as I am able. I do have a day job, but it would be nice to do this all day long and make all these videos for you. So if you could, check out the link in the description for Nerd Apparel and buy a shirt or two. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again next time on Connecting the Galaxy.